What's the word? What's the word? What's the mother word, man? Tap in, bro. Today we here to talk about a nice story between Michael Vick and that boy T.I.P. Now get in here, bro. Like, comment, subscribe. Do that for your boy. Do that for your boy. Do it for your boy. You see me? Bro, man, we on the grind. We ain't even tripping, bro. We ain't out here entertaining nothing but YouTube. You feel me? We out here 150, baby. Now, if you know and if you don't know, there's a story circulating around about an incident that happened with, well, I won't say an incident, a beautiful situation that happened between Michael Vick and the Tip from ATL. In case y'all didn't know, Tip, we're going to call him Clifford Harris. Now, Michael Vick, clearly, a friend of Clifford Harris at one time, was down bad on his luck. Reached out to Mr. Clifford Harris when, his pockets was thin. And at the time, it's understood that, the bank accounts that him and his wife had, amongst each other were, amounted to a total of a negative $1,000. That's how much money they had amongst themselves, him and his wife. So he reached out to Tip, and asked him for, some money, and he asked him for $50K. Michael Vick says that, the reports say that, Tip then turned around and sent this man $75,000, bro. 75, gave him $25,000 more than what he asked for, what he requested. And it's one of those things we reported on this with the Petey Pablo and Terrence Howard situation, bro. It ain't about what you know, it's about who you know, because when you fall on hard times, it's good to know people that, got your back and can afford to have your back. They're not really worried about this and that. They saying, look, man, look, I'm here for you. We might not talk all the time. We might not see each other all the time, but I'm here for you and I support you. And when you have a support system like that to someone, first off, that you feel all right reaching out to, putting your pride to the side and saying, hey, I need some help. And then, also just someone that's being receptive of what you're asking and, decides to acquiesce. That's, rare things in this world, bro. And it's kind of crazy because it was just the other day when we were posting that T.I. deserved his flowers, and this story was not included. I just found out about this story, recently, and that's why it's on my news channel with news you can use, baby. You feel me? Now, Tip, bro, has been one of those guys that behind the scenes, they say he's a good guy, They say that, he's very supportive, you feel me? They say that, he's very understanding, and also that, he's not one of those ones that try and hog, what he has, whether it be knowledge or wealth. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those ones that's always trying to put you in the dough. And when you know people like this, bro, it's a great feeling, and unfortunately, the only people I know like that are my dad and my mom. I got a couple cousins, I might be able to call for $100, $200, and that's great. That's great. And I ain't gonna lie, because to them, that might be the percentage of, what the money is, to T.I., what he sent. You feel me? I don't know. I don't pocket watch like that. But I know damn well ain't nowhere I can call nobody for $50,000. But, I'm not in that circle. And, I get it. But it's beautiful to have people like that, bro. And shout out to my support system. I ain't saying that y'all don't support me. I'm just saying I can't get $50,000 from one of y'all. Even though I know at one point in time, it was time come and get $5,000 from me. And, I gave it to him, and I ain't seen it since. But, we live and we learn. We live and we learn. We live and we learn. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's great of, T.I.P. to seeing what he's seeing. I think it's great for Michael Vick to have the courage to put his, pride to the side and ask, because we all know how they go when it's on the air. So we don't want to ask for nothing, bro. We like, no, they gonna say no, but you don't know. There's a negative bias confirmation. You feel me? We don't know. We just associating it with, things that have happened in our past, bro. So y'all get down in the comments, man, and let me know what y'all think about that boy T.I.P. sending that money to Mike Vick in his time of need, man. And would you do it? Y'all let me know. Get down in the comments, man, and let me know. And until then, I holla.